is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
So as you can see, the Democratic Party is getting desperate, and now they have trotted out Barack Obama to try to guilt trip black men into voting for Kamala Harris, talking about, well, with my brothers. All of a sudden, listen, folks, go listen to the people on the news, listen to Kamala, listen to Barack. All of a sudden, they're talking about the brothers now. And listen, this pandering is not working out in the way that it used to, because people have woken up. And sorry, a lot of people are smart enough to know when you're using fake accents to try to appeal to them, like Kamala Harris has been doing. When she goes certain areas and she tries to sound ghetto, or she tries to sound country, or she tries to sound like she's Mexican. She has 50 different accents that she puts on, and people aren't buying it. Let me tell you right now, the Democratic Party has done a lot of irreversible damage during this election. Trying to lie and convince black people that Kamala Harris is black, okay, that's going to have a lasting effect on a lot of people who are smart enough to know the difference between Kamala Harris and an actual black woman. And you see, a lot of people are insulted by this. And this is why the Democratic Party, they're so desperate to bring in these immigrants, because the Democrats have already lost the Hispanic Latino vote. And they're losing the black vote now as we speak, especially with black men. That's why they're bringing all these immigrants in, because the Democratic Party used to rely on these minority groups that they could no longer rely on. So they're trying to replace them from people from God knows where, in exchange for, hey, we'll let you into the country and give you free money, vote for us. Basically bribing freaking criminals from Venezuela to vote for the Democratic Party. That's basically what we're witnessing happening in this country. They're bringing in these immigrants to replace their voter base of minorities who have woken up to the fact that the Democrats are full of crap. But yeah, people are outraged that, the mainstream media, that these politicians like Barack Obama are trying to gaslight them into supporting Kamala because she's one of us. She's just like you. No, she's not. She's nothing like us at all. And she's nothing like the black men and women who they're trying to gaslight either. We can spot the difference here, folks. But don't take it from me. Let's go ahead and roll this clip. Let's listen to someone who's angry about this, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
I want Barack Obama and every Democrat out there to know, you do not own black people. We are not slaves. Our chains are gone. We do not owe you anything, and we don't have to give you an account for how we choose to vote.
Obama is back on the campaign trail, and he's making the case against Donald Trump. But before his guest feature in Pennsylvania, Obama made a surprise visit to Kamala Harris's campaign headquarters in Pittsburgh. It was there that he got candid, maybe a little too candid if you are in the vice president's inner circle tonight. He warned that Harris is underperforming him with black voters, and he had a message specifically for black men.
You just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for them. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable.
He sounded like a slave master in that clip. Sounded like he was on the plantation telling a bunch of people who had run off, They don't have the right to do something unless he gives them permission to do it. It's as if he's telling these people, you all just need to shut up and get in line. Do what I tell you to do. How dare you try to think for yourself? How dare you try to reason for yourself? How dare you choose to vote for somebody else who I say you don't have the right to vote for? How dare he try to shame people and tell people that they're misogynists if they don't vote for Kamala Harris? And you say that Donald Trump is the one who's denigrating black people. You are the one, President Obama, who is denigrating these people because you think that they don't have the right to think for themselves. And instead of respecting their right to choose who they want to vote for, you want to shame them into voting for the Democratic candidate because they don't have the right, in your view, to vote for somebody unless you say that they have the right to vote for that person. And I actually saw another creator on this app praising Barack Obama for this stunt he pulled last night, talking about, yeah, he told those black men, he let them know. It is not up to Barack Obama to criticize anybody. It is not up to Barack Obama to try to shame anybody into doing something. That is not his place. He is not nobody's daddy up in there. Black people are not accountable to the Democratic Party. We don't have to give an account for who we choose to vote for or how we choose to vote. The Democratic Party is accountable to us. Kamala Harris is running for president. She is accountable to us. And then our former president actually had the nerve to talk about how disappointed he was in the black community for not supporting Kamala Harris the way they supported him. So when he was running, he got about 95% of the black vote. Joe Biden in 2020 got about 90 or 92% of the black vote. Now we have Kamala Harris in the swing state of Pennsylvania, which is where they were. In that state, she has about 77 or 78% of the black vote as of yesterday. But instead of placing the blame with Kamala Harris, people are turning around like Barack Obama and saying, the problem is you. You're the problem. You're a misogynist. If you don't vote for her, there's something wrong with you. It's not her. It's you.
So people are angry, and rightfully so, because some people just want to be treated like a normal person, like a normal American. They don't want to be pandered to like a child. They don't want to be talked down to like they're stupid. They don't want to be told that, hey, you got to fall in line and vote this way because of the color of your skin. And it's crazy because the Democratic Party, they like to talk all about race. But meanwhile, over the past couple of weeks, I've watched the Democratic Party, I've watched the mainstream media villainize black men that didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris. Now, don't you think that's kind of disgusting? Hell, in some cases, don't you think that's kind of dangerous? Placing labels on people simply because they don't want to vote for your candidate? Saying that, oh, black men, all black men are misogynist. They're all bad. They hate women and all of this stuff just because they don't want to vote for Kamala Harris? How do you think that's going to work out? How do you think that's going to blow over? But you see, this is what the Democratic Party has been doing for years. In many ways, it's kind of like a form of reverse psychology, or I would put it like they try to bully you into voting for who they want you to vote for. They make you think, oh, well, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black. If you don't vote for Kamala Harris and help out a sister that's just like you, brother. And it's just like, come on. It's so obnoxious. It makes me roll my eyes all the time. And I'm glad that people are waking up to this. I'm glad that black Americans are waking up to what the Democratic Party is doing to them, because they're treating them like a bunch of kids that have to fall in line like a lunch line in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Everyone fall in line and we're going to walk a single file line to the voting booth and we're all going to vote for Kamala Harris regardless if you agree with any of her policies or anything she says. You have to vote for her because she's a black woman. Even though she's not black, we'll pretend like she's black for now. It's insane. But we're going to see more stuff like this in the near future. And I got a couple of more videos that I want to make pointing out stuff like this as well. For now, though, let me know your thoughts below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring the notification bell. And if you find yourself getting too worked up by all of this, remember, it's just political cinema.